Manitoba's political parties have a lot at stake as they try to awaken voters from their summer slumber to vote in the St. Boniface by-election on Tuesday. Polls are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., with the St. Boniface clash serving as a critical testing ground for the two frontrunners. Dougald Lamont's future as the leader of the Manitoba Liberals will be questioned if he cannot win a seat in the legislature, while NDP Leader Wab Kinew needs another win under his belt while the party rebuilds itself from a demoralizing election lost 2 years ago. A victory for Lamont would give the party a fourth seat in the Manitoba legislature, along with official party status and the funding that comes with it. Blondine Tona is the candidate for the New Democrats, while Mamadou Ka is contesting the riding again for the ruling Progressive Conservatives, and François Thérien-Brignon represents the Manitoba Green Party. Getting out the vote will be even more essential than usual, because turnout in by-elections is historically low, especially in the doldrums of summer. St. Boniface won't be a one-horse election race, if signs on front lawns are any indication. Rudy Gower, CBC. Only 32% of eligible voters participated in the last provincial by-election, held in June 2017 in Point Douglas, compared to a 43% turnout in that riding in the 2016 provincial election. Here's a tee-up of what voters and observers alike should know about a by-election with political futures at stake. Battleground in place. Boniface had firmly belonged to former NDP leader Greg Selinger from 1999, when he was first elected in the riding. He even won in 2016, when the party he ruled was walloped, winning just 14 seats. Selinger resigned earlier this year after sexual harassment allegations were made against Stan Struthers, who was a cabinet minister when Selinger was premier. St. Boniface has historically flipped between the NDP and Liberals. The resignation of NDP MLA Greg Selinger has likely quickened the pulse of many political types as the race to win a coveted seat in the legislature begins. 2002 Neil Gaudry held the riding for the Liberals for more than a decade until he died of a heart attack in 1999. Selinger won the 2016 vote with less than half of the popular vote for the first time. He won over 42.4% of voters, while Ka earned a quarter of their support for the Progressive Conservatives, and Alon Landry, representing the Liberals, garnered 19.4%. Lamont, a former political science professor, and Tona, a human rights activist and educator, have the best shot at winning this year, observers say. Early turnout encouraging the success of advance polling in St. Boniface might bode well for the turnout on Tuesday. Elections. Manitoba says 1,143 people voted in advance, out of at least 12,000 eligible voters. A very good turnout, said Christiana Jones, communications officer with Elections Manitoba. We tend to see a pretty high voter turnout in St. Boniface, she said. They're a pretty engaged division, so it's about on par from what we were expecting. For comparison's sake, 676 advance ballots were cast out of a potential 11,000 plus in the Point Douglas by-election. Casting a vote for the first time, all voters are required to show identification to prove who they are, either one piece of government-issued photo identification, or 2 pieces of ID without photos. Until now, people whose names appeared on the voters list did not need to prove their identity by producing identification, except for advance voting. People can exercise their democratic right to vote at one of 27 polling stations. Eligible voters should have received literature from Elections Manitoba telling them where to cast their ballot. If they did not, voters can contact the returning office, at 774 Archibald Street, at 204-948-0566, or at Row St. Boniface at elections.mb.ca to find their ballot box.